Welcome to Zentangle Project Pack No.16 and also the 2021 12 Days of Zentangle. My name is Rick.
Hi, I'm Maria.
And today we have with us Molly, who is going to walk us through the unwrapping and introduction and get us all ready for this exciting dimensional project pack.
Thanks for having me.
Hi, Molly.
This is fun. I think it's important for us to do these little preparation videos because it kind of gets everybody excited and maybe gets us familiar with some of the materials and maybe the thought behind the theme of the project pack. And we get excited about every project pack, but I feel like we get like sort of extra excited this time of year with the 12 days because it's just a little bit fun. And it's actually where this came from. Mm-hmm. We did project pack.
That's right.
The first one?
Yeah, in the 12 days, I think. So
tell us a little bit about like the inspiration behind this particular one.
Yeah, so the title of this project pack is called Keeping Score, and that's a little bit of a double meaning, shall we say. But we are circling around a couple of new tools, but one of them is this I guess it's a scoring device. And
can I open this
yeah,
up and
sure,
show
if
them?
you want to jump into it. Yeah, I think we could do that. But really what we wanted to do was play around with looking at our tiles as potential three-dimensional works. So even though we work two-dimensionally, how can we play around with maybe some subtle folds and ways to maybe glue them together to make these items that might hang or rock or maybe even something we could interact with, which is kind of fun too. So we've sort of kept this as like a loose theme of us keeping score by using a scoring device and really exploring very subtle things. I think that we always come back to tangling on a flat surface, but then having the ability to make some fun things with it. So Rick's pulled open our envelopes, and we have some of the tools that we're going to be using. And like we said, we have this really cool scoring device, which we're going to be using to help manipulate the paper to fold easier. So that's kind of cool. And actually maybe playing around with a couple other ways that we can use that tool. Then we have some pretty basic tangling tools. We have two jelly rolls, a silver and a white, that we'll be using in different ways. And then the main pen we'll be using throughout is a Micron PN black pen. And then we have both a graphite pencil and a charcoal white with their corresponding tortillons. And then you also see a little brush there, and that brush is to use one of my favorite art supplies. I'm a huge fan of Mod Podge. I always have been. I think when I first discovered it, I may have Mod Podged everything I own. I was like the decoupage queen. So being able to invite it into a Zentangle world is just such a thrill, and I hope everybody from Mod Podge is listening, and we can do some really cool Zentangle stuff out there. But Mod Podge is actually a glue and a sealer, and it just creates this really neat finished look to your tiles or dimensional objects, shall we say. And it's really user-friendly, so that's kind of fun. And the sponge brush that we're using with it can be rinsed out and reused multiple times. Then we have our envelope of tiles, and we just really have a nice collection of some bijou tiles, some zendalas, and some square tiles. And as always, with all of these materials, if you do not have a project pack, we encourage you to go out there and just use whatever you have at home and play around with how you can modify the lesson to work with whatever materials you do have. So have fun with it and enjoy. But in this project pack video, we really wanted to share with you a couple items we're going to be using that aren't in the project packs, right, Rick?
So a lot of things that we're going to play with are things that we just found around our house.
So Rick's clearing this stuff away.
Right.
And we have a little tray here of just a couple of mostly household items, but we thought we'd give you a heads up in case you needed to collect them.
Well, the other thing is, a lot of this stuff we didn't have to put in the project pack because you had it in the house, right?
For instance, a spoon.
A spoon.
Yeah.
And scissors and
some
needle and thread.
Scissors. We have some needle and thread.
Mm-hmm.
We have some ribbon, or you can use like some cordage or
string. Yeah, anything
string
that would help, hang something or add some.
Maria uses a Q-tip at one point. I use some paper clips
Yeah, I
and
think I
some
used
rubber
to in
bands.
mine too.
Yep.
Because the paper
And-
clips are like the
Clamps.
The clamps. Right?
Yeah, that's helpful. They actually work
Right.
quite well, yeah. As does the rubber band, I think in one of them we use that like a clamp sort of.
And we use some rattling things.
Rattling things?
Rattling things.
Yeah.
Things to be rattled by.
Yeah, let's
Right.
not give it away too much.
Oh, I know. I hadn't thought of the coffee,
Right, coffee beans.
Those are beautiful.
So this year I grew some sunflowers. So these are some sunflower seeds from the garden. You could use coffee beans or,
Dried beans
Any
or
sort of
lentils
dried
or
beans.
anything
Lentils,
like that.
little macaronis.
Maria uses some rice.
Yeah.
So all sorts of cool things. And then,
Yeah, I got one more. I got one more.
two
Nickels.
Oh,
They
Yes.
have to be nickels or the size of a nickel,
approximately.
Yeah,
approximately, which is 2
Kinda.
centimeters. Is that
it's
what we
it's about 2 centimeters, and
Across.
it's about as thick as a nickel, and
And we need 2.
Yeah.
you need to.
And I think we'll discover that there are
Oh, and-
coins in other countries that work quite well.
Right.
Right. And we forgot one thing that's not on this tray, and that is
Blue tack.
blue tack, the mod,
Yeah.
this like little sticky putty that glues things together.
Sort of like a silly putty-ish type thing, yeah.
It's BLUTAC, I think.
Right.
Blue
Yeah.
tack, and you can get it online or you can get it in hardware stores or craft stores.
Right.
And again, that might be something that once you see the video that we use it in, you will be like, oh, well, I can use this instead. So as we go through these videos and you see us using a couple of different items, you will be like, oh, well, I easily have this, but it's not exactly what you're using. And I see Rick's pointing out the
Right.
scrap paper.
We have a scrap paper because at some point we'll be putting the tiles in between the paper and then getting some sort of massive book, putting it in the book. And then-
That's for gluing.
That's
yeah.
for gluing. That's our
Okay.
glue clamp.
Yeah.
But it's also, I needed one to trace and cut.
right. So
for one
of the
you could
projects.
use newspaper or
Or
copy paper and
Just a scrap paper.
Scrap paper.
So I think that's just about
that.
it. And just have fun. And like Molly said, if you don't have this project pack materials, you probably have something that can make a mark. You probably have something that can make a dent in a paper, and just play along and have fun.
And we always like to see what you all create. And sometimes you come up with some things that we had never thought of, and it's so exciting.
Going beyond our expectations has been
Right.
such a wonderful gift that you give to us. And we appreciate it so much.
Yeah,
So, shall we begin?
let's
Let's
get
go.
started.
Let's do it.
This
Thank
is a
you,
fun
everybody.
one. I love this.
Okay, bye
Bye,
now.
guys.